Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. I have enjoyed articles written by Pastor David Roper in various publications over the years. And so here's one that resonates with me, and I quote, "Harry Tupper is a fishing legend in Idaho. In fact, there's a place on Henry's Lake near Staley Springs that's named for him. Tupper's Hole, it's called. I fished alongside Harry a time or two several years ago, but I never lingered very long. He tended to be a little cranky and would shoo you away if you got too close. The thing I remember most about Harry, aside from his rare ability to hook those huge Henry's Lake hybrids, was his dog, Dingo. Now there was a dog. Dingo used to sit alongside Harry in his boat and watch him intently while he fished. And when the old fisherman hooked a trout, Dingo would bark furiously until the fish was netted and released. As Dingo got older, he spent a good portion of each day sleeping in the bottom of Harry's boat. He would snooze until Harry hooked a fish, and then rouse himself out of slumber, shake himself, and bark to show his approval. Then he would lie down and go back to sleep. I once saw Harry hook a fish and nudge the slumbering dog gently with his toe so Dingo would wake up and bark his applause. Harry and Dingo are gone now, unfortunately, but they often come to mind. Dingo had it right. It's better to get more excited about what others are doing than what we're doing ourselves. So that's the story, a rather graphic illustration of the gift of encouragement. The Apostle Paul put it this way: look out for the interests of others. Look out for the interests of others. What a concept. Dingo came to life when Harry caught a fish. Are we eager to give a word of encouragement to others? Or are we all wrapped up in our own concerns? One of the apostles in the Bible was a Jew whose real name was Joseph, but the other apostles nicknamed him Barnabas, which means son of encouragement. He's one Bible character I would love to meet. Is that how people see you? Someone who is known for giving encouragement? We can all remember a time when someone encouraged us and made a difference in our lives. Cast your mind back to your childhood, for example. When you were learning to ride a bicycle, did you ever say, "Watch me, Daddy"? When you were learning to swim, did you ever say, "Watch me, Mommy"? Did you remember how much it meant to you? We were fishing for encouragement. I can still hear my mother exclaiming, "Well, there's a clever boy." In fact, she said it so often, it became one of those family sayings that we would on occasion address to any Tom, Dick, and Harry when he did something exceptional. "Well, there's a clever boy." Then one day, my wife and I became parents. And you should have heard us encourage our two sons when they learned to walk, for example. You should have heard us encourage one son when he played a solo as first trombone in his high school orchestra, and the other when he toured 22 countries in Europe with a friend as a 16-year-old. A quote from the writing of Pastor John Maxwell comes to mind. A word of encouragement from a teacher to a child can change a life. A word of encouragement from a spouse can save a marriage. A word of encouragement from a leader can inspire a person to reach her potential. Jamie Scott, age 6, was trying out for a part in the school play. His mother knew that he'd set his heart on being in it, though she was afraid he wouldn't be chosen. And on the day the parts were awarded, Jamie's mother went to pick him up after school. Jamie rushed up to her, his eyes shining with pride and excitement. "Guess what, Mom?" he shouted. "I've been chosen to clap and cheer." Maybe all you can do sometimes is to clap and cheer for others. But what an encouragement that can be for them. Dingo the dog was onto something, barking his applause when Harry Tupper caught another trout. Let's ask God to help us develop the gift of encouragement, to bark when someone else catches a fish, to clap and cheer for others. And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.